Listen, Hinder Eclipse, it's not you, it's me. Okay? What do you mean by that? I mean, I just found something that suits my style better. Oh, please say it ain't so. Unfortunately, it is. Man, breakups suck, don't they? They truly, truly do. Unless you replace it for something, in your opinion, that's better. What's going on, everybody? MentalHealthEDCGuy here. And, yeah, so I just broke up with my Hinder Eclipse Auto, the knife that I carried for a fairly long time until I found something that, again, in my opinion, was better. No, I'm not saying the Eclipse is bad by any means. Believe me, I will still carry that knife. It makes me very happy to own. But I found something that, like I said, fits my needs a little bit better. Before I show you, I'm going to give you a little hint. It's American made. It's Magna Cut, and it's titanium blue satin hardware. I'll let you sit with that for a second. If you guessed the Kershaw Auto Launch 20, you'd be wrong. This is black aluminum with carbon fiber inlays. Nothing about what I said besides Magna Cut. Jokes aside, I picked up a Dixon. I love this thing. I've been carrying it for about, I would say, a month or so, and it consistently hits my pockets. Compared to everything that I own already, my stool. Compared to everything that I own already, I love the Dixon. I do. It's so smooth. It's snappy. It's sharper than all hell. It penetrates just fine. A lot of people were complaining about the tip. I personally don't have an issue with it, but it's super smooth. It runs on bearings. Now, with it running on bearings, some people actually kind of complained about that, and I can absolutely understand where they're coming from. When you have a knife that runs on bearings, it's not going to be as heavy duty as something as the Hinder Eclipse, which runs on bronze phosphorus washers. If you want to get specific with the Hinderers, they come with a tri-system where you can do Teflon, bronze washers, or bearings. But I believe the Eclipse runs on bronze phosphorus washers. So this strictly runs on bearings. There's no other option as that I'm aware of as of this moment of recording. If I am incorrect, please let me know. But I haven't ran into an issue where this action just isn't buttery smooth. I mean, like I said, I've had this for a little over a month now, and carrying it every day, it does every task I need it to. It's sharper than all hell. I mean, it's crazy how sharp it is right out the box. You can see I haven't sharpened it yet. It still has its factory bevel on it and everything. Granted, I am going to sharpen it soon, but you know that's besides the point. Yeah. So another gripe that I've heard from just more friends than actual reviews, which I guess you could call them actual reviews, but whatever. They don't like the smooth titanium because they feel like it's going to slip out of their hand. I have not had that happen once yet. Maybe by me being dumb, but that's any knife, isn't it? I think it looks really great. I really like that really nice milling there. Can I get it at the right angle? I mean, you can see it, but I'm trying to get a better angle. I really like that. It's not milling, but I don't know what else to call it. So I'm going to call it micro milling. There we go, because it's smooth titanium. But you can see those nice lines in there. Adds for a really nice design. This is sandblasted titanium and a sandblasted finish. Now, from what I understand, that's not the best for blades. And the reason why, it's not like it damages it a ton, but the problem is you're taking off that top layer, and that top layer can now rust because it's exposed more to the elements, right? Now, Magna Cut has been hyped up as the super steel, never rust, never anything. Well, once you bead blast it, it does start developing some surface rust. It wipes away, but it can still happen. Now, I haven't had any rust on mine that I'm aware of. I carried in my pocket, so I guess the sweat, the pocket lint, the debris, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm not doing anything outside that might warrant bad exposure to the blade itself. I haven't really been cutting like hose with it, to where like maybe there would be some water or debris of some kind. I primarily just use it for everyday cutting tasks, which a lot of people would say, Brandon, why the hell did you buy a $625 knife just for basic cutting tasks? Wow, I can't talk today. And my answer to that is because I can. Because I can. I did. And I have been nothing short of impressed. The price is a little crazy. Like I said, it's $625 if you go to DLT Trading. Also on Mcnees' website, it is also $625. When I buy knives, right, like the Hinderer, the Spyderco Shaman, the Mcnees, obviously, the biggest thing I look for is a workhorse that I can rely on, right? If I took this knife camping, could I rely on it in a life or death situation? And I don't even mean like self-defense, just, if I'm kayaking or something, I get stuck, or whatever the case may be, can I trust this? As of right now, I think I can. Like I said, with the bearings, I haven't noticed any issues of action or any of that with, debris getting into it and it causing any issues. So I think the Dixon does just fine. It does come in Magna Cut, as I stated in the beginning. Full tie scales. This is their atomic finish, which I believe comes from the bead blasted blue satin hardware. I did that just to break up the color a little bit. I think it would look a little bit cooler. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the smooth titanium, but I would still love to have a milled one. Eventually, I will. There's other stuff I want to buy. I'm not quite in the point of my collection yet where I want to buy repeats, but that's neither here nor there, right? Let's go over the knife a little bit. So I don't know exactly what they call this blade. I think they call it a drop point, but to me it looks more like a clip point just because you have that super aggressive drop down there. It is a frame lock, and that detent is insane. Now this thing bites, so if you buy one of these, make sure that you don't try and just hold it like this. You will get bit. And like I said, that magnet comes so sharp out of the box. If you're not careful, you're gonna cut yourself. I did literally the first night of me owning it, I cut my thumb. You might be able to still see the scar there. Yeah, it is a frame lock. Honestly, I've been growing to love frame locks more and more. I don't know why. It feels secure, and obviously that's probably one of the most important things if you're gonna pick a knife to rely on, right? That's why Spyderco got so popular with their compression lock. That's why Demco is so special with their shark lock. Everyone knows you can rely on that lock. With a frame lock, you got to move a big hunk of steel to get this to disengage, right? I like how they have that little relief cut there. It makes disengaging the frame lock super easy. This is actually a lot more fidgety than you'd expect it to be, right? I mean, I'll sit here and play for hours just in my car or watching TV, and it really helped with the break-in process. When I first bought it and opened it a couple times, I was really disappointed in the action because the detent ball has to kind of cut its way through the tang, right? And I was really disappointed at first because I would snap it open and then I'd go to close it and it wouldn't close. And so after like probably 20 flips open, it really got buttery smooth. And then I personally just added some Lucas gun oil to it. Did the trick just fine, right? So if you get a Dixon and the action seems like it's garbage, give it some time, give it a chance. It'll do just fine, right? Now let's talk about Mcnees themselves. If you haven't read the Mcnees story, it is absolutely fascinating. This guy started out, if I remember right, okay, don't quote me on this, I could be wrong on this exact part, but I believe he started just by manufacturing one knife, and then obviously he just grew more and more. Currently he has, I believe, 4 folding models. He has the Dixon, the Mcnees, Mac 3-inch and 3.5, and they also partnered with Spyderco. And then they have an auto of some kind. I believe that's also a PM Max still. I could be wrong. Now, what makes Mcnees so special? It's all hand-tuned in-house, right? So they'll send these to the factory, get them all nice and, grind it out and tempered and all that fun jazz. But then they get them back, and they're the ones that assemble them, make sure the detent's working right, make sure the lock face is correct, make sure it's secure. And I think that's just really cool because what's important to me in a knife and the action and everything like that is human response. What I mean by that is any machine can put a knife together, but if it's not buttery smooth like people expect a $600 knife to be, then people aren't going to be happy with it. So getting an actual human some hands-on experience with their knives before they sell them out, I think is such an intelligent thing. It is also all family owned. Which I think out of everything, that's the coolest, right? That you were able to get your family to be like, hey man, let me help you out. And so I believe it's his wife. I can't remember if his sons do it or not, but I believe a couple of his siblings come in and help from time to time. And so the fact that they're able to put all these together and make sure that they all come out as near perfect every time is super impressive to me. The Mcnees brand is absolutely amazing. They also support veterans. I believe Mcnees was a veteran himself. If that is the case, Mcnees, thank you for your service. Seriously, so much. We appreciate it. But I don't know. There's just so much to say about this knife, and I don't know how to put the words into it. It's just, I've never felt a knife that's so smooth, that's so drop shut. I know some people don't like that. That's something that I prefer when I buy a knife. Just being able to open it and just not have to think about closing it, right? You just open, close, put it in your pocket, right? Call me stupid, call me lazy. That's fine. I am a little lazy, but that's besides the point. I think the Mcnees is absolutely amazing. If you can afford to get one, absolutely get one. They come in many different colors, different milling. They do, for one, they do obviously just the stainless steel, not the stainless steel, because it's not steel, it's titanium. But they do the normal atomic gray. They also do blue and green, and I believe they do bronze as well. They have a frag milling, and they also have honeycomb milling. And I just got an email today saying that they are also doing a diamond pattern milling, which I'm super excited for that one. I wasn't a huge fan of the other two. The diamond pattern looks really cool. It looks very fine, but still grippy as hell. So Mcnees is really trying to make the Dixon stand out. I hope someday we see bronze phosphorus washers on the pivot to give it just that extra edge, or at least an option to upgrade it. The only other critique that I would have with this, and I have talked to Mcnees about this, they said they'll take it into consideration. I'm not quite sure what that means, but I'll take it for what it is. I really wish there was jimping on the spine here, right? And I've heard a lot of people say that because it's a perfect spot to have jimping. It's so smooth. I'm hoping maybe someday, like if you had one of the first gen Mcnees, you can send it back and they'll mill it for you, or whatever. I don't expect that. It would be cool if they did that for the people who have. I don't even know if this is considered a first generation or not, but if they have this style of Mcnees, if they'd be willing to offer that. Another thing that I think would be cool that they also responded to me on is making this a recurve style blade. It has the belly at the front here for it. It seems like they're kind of thinking about it because they told me that it's a possibility. So if that is the case, I think a recurve on this would absolutely smash, especially for you hunters and campers out there. Having that recurve blade, having something super slicey for skinning or deboning or anything like that would absolutely be so convenient. I'm not a hunter personally, however I do love camping, and so I'm really excited to get this tested out in the woods. But yeah, so that's the Mcnees Dixon. Maybe not the best review. I just wanted to sit here and more talk about it and rant about it and just talk about the things I like, I don't like. For those of you that have handled a Dixon, what are your honest opinions about it? Am I too far-fetched in my opinions? Am I too nice to it? Am I too hard on it? I don't think I'm too hard on it. But let me know. Let me know what you think. People who haven't owned a Dixon before, what do you like about it? What do you not like about it with what I've told you? And yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share my videos around. We are currently at 250 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. Seriously, I appreciate it. I like seeing that my channel is growing slowly but surely. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I want to put in the work for you guys. I really appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. But TikTok, we are currently sitting at, I believe, 711 at the recording of this video. Instagram, we're at like 115. So go make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I post a lot of more short form content on there, nothing crazy. I do a lot more of my mental health stuff on there, which I'm going to start incorporating into these videos eventually once I figure out how I want to do it. Right? But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.